So this is my final concept and research presentation. I've developed ideas. Well, first off, it's the title's called Sub-Zero Trials, and the theme is Nebula Mindhalf, which is the antagonist of the game. I developed my ideas for the port mechanic by researching into loneliness, portal, and split gate. Paul gave me the idea to add a mechanic in the game where the player can place two portals and walk in them. I've looked at how this ability will work, look and limitations it will have by looking at similar narratives. Here you can see how Paul and Splitgate has influenced my ideas. I want to have the ability to place items in pools but remove the gun aspect from the game, which is similar to Splitgate, which you can see in this description. Also like that Splitgate limits a player to where they can place pools. I would like to add something similar by limiting the ability to place pools for certain levels. I have to do this so the player can focus on movement as well as placing pools and not being able to create different types of levels and without the need of pools. Just to add to the loneliness, I went to the science museum and looked into like padded cells and stuff like that, and how that can like cause the ability. So the whole idea is that the main character can place portals because he's felt like he's been trapped his whole life, and that's been influenced on like the videos I've seen or recorders in the science museum. After looking at similar narratives like The Thing and Interstellar, and looking at the planet, I don't want to pronounce that. I have gathered what type of location I want to set my planet. When looking into The Thing, I liked how survivors are stranded in Antarctica, which meant they were faced with harsh weather and not being able to communicate with the rest of the world. They combine this to the planet, which is very icy and freezing planet, has huge geysers. I don't know how to pronounce that over. After looking into both, I've combined the two to think of a planet as similar conditions of Antarctica, which involves the intense snowstorms, a combination of which is very icy and dangerous, that also has huge geysers that I want to add into the landscape. Here you can see where I talk about the geysers look looking the thing and the planet in Interstellar. I really like the idea of making them an obstacle that could kill a player and then get hit by one. This would make it so the player would have to avoid them. And finally, looking to the thing in Interstellar, I loved how they created the feeling of being trapped in an alone environment where snowstorms and the freezing temperature prevent any chance of escape. Overall, I set my game on a planet which looks like, but as similar weather and conditions set in the thing and Interstellar. I will have geysers and snowstorms that will have both damage the player when they're outside. A snowstorm will give the player a time limit in order to complete the puzzle, otherwise it would die and respawn. The main antagonist is a company called Nebula Mindhive, which has been developed by researching into the Boys comic book. The Nebula Mindhive space company operates on a frozen planet where they keep the test subjects experimented when the DNA is combined. Here you can see the influence taken from the Boys and how that's come up with my ideas. The whole goal will be to discover what Nebula Mindhive is doing, experiment on test subjects with a compound that gives people abilities. So the main things I've borrowed from the Boys is like a massive company's got like a secret formula, and it could turn people into a ability, like give people's abilities. But I've just twisted it around a bit to like make it different. What will make this more than a pass? I plan on implementing complicated level design that will scale the difficulty or of logic puzzles. Will also program an achievement system and the ability to place pause all by myself. I will create dynamic weather that will enhance the player's experience. What might go wrong? I might have bugs that when creating the pool and impact the flow of levels. The levels may not be hard enough or too easy. Therefore, playtesting will be critical. I may also run into the issue where creating dynamic weather effects it could slow down the game's performance. This could also apply to placing pools. Overall, the player will go through the logic puzzles where they must use lasers, pools, picking up cubes, disabling force fields, and much more. It will be set on a frozen planet on an outpost operated by Nebula Mindhive. The player has to find what happened to their sister while going through an like an eerie environment similar to Dead Space. The sound and ambience would be inspired by Dead Space, which I researched about. The sound would be very similar to Dead Space to create a scary environment, and finally the player will have to avoid obstacles, not to get killed like fire. Here it's like the evidence of like researching into Dead Space, as you can like see. And like I want to follow like the textures as well, like saying like help me and stuff like that on the walls, which is in the game. This Dead Space research talks about sound and ambience. I want to follow this project to focus on my level and narrative design. Finally, real life. I went to the Science Museum and I went to Padicel. I heavily took inspiration from this, as I stated here in my research, and that's going to influence one of the main first levels of the game, where you're in like a prison area, and yeah, that's my final concept and research presentation.